4.3, solving inequalities. All right. We're going to jump right into examples. So open your book to page 154. And we can get started.
So the math before the math. I'm sorry.
Sure. I don't know what that means.
We're doing math like a lot.
Okay, we're going to just jump in and start doing a bunch of examples from the book. So we're going to start with number 1. It says solve and graph the solution to each of the following inequalities. Now guys, 1 through 5 is the only section that tells you to graph when you're done. Everything else, you're just solving. You don't need to graph anything, okay? If you want to graph, like some of you yesterday were graphing when you didn't need to. I mean, it's not going to hurt you, right? But you don't have to. All right, so number 1, negative 5x plus 3 is greater than or equal to 13. All right, this, guys, it is exactly the same as when you are solving linear equations, right? Solving for the variable. Okay, the only difference is we have an inequality in place of an equal sign. Also, by the way, make sure that when you're done, your answer has the appropriate inequality and not an equals sign that y'all are used to. Y'all are programmed that x equals something. So a lot of you and a lot of my students will accidentally put x equals something at the end because that's what your brain naturally wants to do. So just be careful with that. All right, so let's see. I'll start with Michael, first victim. How do I solve this? What's the first thing I need to move?
You subtract 3 on both sides.
That's right. Guys, remember, 2 intruders. Look up here. Look up here. 2 intruders. We get rid of the one that is not attacking us immediately first. So he's correct. That's add 3. We're going to subtract 3 on both sides. And I get negative 5x is greater than or equal to what, Michael? 10. All right, Michael, now what do I do?
You divide by negative 5 on both sides.
Okay, we're dividing by negative 5 on both sides because this negative 5 is being multiplied with the x. Do you see that, Cecilia? Okay, so the opposite's dividing. All right, Michael, what do you get?
Negative 2.
So x, tell,
X is greater than. Wait. No, less than. Right?
why?
Because you flip the sign.
Why?
Because you're dividing by a negative.
Bingo, guys. Be careful with that. We are dividing by a negative. So since we are dividing by a negative, we're going to flip this sign, and he's correct. It's less than or equal to negative 2. There's your first answer. And this section does say that we need to graph it. Michael, is it an open or closed circle?
Closed.
Closed. And it's going to be over negative 2. And which direction does the arrow go?
To the left.
That's right, because it's saying that x can be any number less than negative 2 or negative 2. There's your second answer. Any questions? If you're not sure which direction when it comes to the negatives to go, ask yourself, say x is saying any number less than -2, and then think of a number that is less than -2, and where does it fall on the number line? -1, if you look at the number line, -1 you may, think is less, but it's on this side of -2, therefore it's larger. Any questions? All right, number 3, Emily. I have -z over 2 plus 4 is less than or equal to 2. Now notice in the book the negative sign's right here at the level, right? Okay, that's saying that the whole fraction is negative, right? Right? Okay, but the negative can also follow the numerator. It is your choice. Okay, so Emily, how would I solve this? That's right, good job. We're going to subtract 4 because it's not the intruder that's doing something immediately to you. And it's plus 4, so the opposite is -4 or -4. And I get minus z over 2 is less than or equal to what, Emily? -2. Now what would you do? Okay, since the 2 is being divided with the z, you can multiply it to get rid of it on both sides. What am I left with, Emily? -z what? What?
Not equal. Is less than or equal to
-4. Can I leave it like that, Emily?
No.
What do I need to do?
Don't you just do the negative over 3?
Okay, so then what's my answer?
Z is less than or equal to 4.
Wait, no. You're right. So this will be applied over there, right? So that becomes a positive 4. What do I do to this sign? Mm-hmm. Don't forget that. Okay? Now we need to graph it. All right, Emily, closed or open circle? If it also includes 4, closed. And that's a positive 4, so I'm putting the closed circle here. And it's saying z can be any number greater than or equal to 4. So which direction? To the right. It includes all numbers greater than 4. All right, good job. Any questions so far? Y'all have this? All right, number 7. Okay, now we're entering the section where we don't have to graph it. All right, let's see. Taylor, 2 over 3z plus 5 does not equal 25.
Okay, first you subtract both sides by 5.
Good. We're getting rid of that intruder first. And I'm left with 2 over 3z does not equal what?
20.
Now what do I do?
Divide both sides by 2 over 3.
Okay, since 2/3 is being multiplied with the z, the opposite is dividing. So we're going to divide both sides by 2/3. That cancels out. Now, Taylor, set me up over here for dividing.
20 over 1.
Divided by
2 over 3.
Okay, he is correct. 20 comes first. 20 is written first. Remember I told you that's a common mistake. People will accidentally do 2/3 divided by 20, and it's wrong. So 20 over 1 divided by 2/3
Equals 20 over 1 times 3 over 2.
Okay, because of keep, change, and flip.
Cross,
Can we do cancellation?
yes. I was going to say cross multiply for some reason. So 20 goes down to 1.
Wait, what?
I meant to say 2. 2 goes down to 1 and 20 goes down to 10.
All right,
So
now we multiply across, and you get what? Come on, Taylor.
Sorry, I'm 30 over 1.
Which is
30.
30.
Every time I read something,
Okay, so z does not equal 30.
how helpful that was.
And you do not have to graph it. Good job. Any questions? All right, let's move on. Everyone have that down? Emily, do you have it? Okay. Cecilia, let's look at 13. Negative 6r plus 3 is less than or equal to negative 5r minus 2r plus 6. Ah, yeah. All right, Cecilia. What do I do first? Look at it, think about it, plan your attack.
Add 5r to 6.
Okay, should we start moving stuff first? Do we have any like terms that we can combine first? What?
5r and 2r.
So why don't we circle those and combine them? What is negative 5r and negative 2r? Yes. And I'm rewriting my problem, and so are you. Okay, now, Cecilia. Does everyone understand? Cecilia, do you understand? First thing you want to do is simplify this, right? Okay, so we're going to combine like terms first to make it a little bit easier to deal with, okay? All right, so now what do I do?
Add 7r to 6. Negative 6.
She's correct. So and I'm impressed because some people will want to divide or something, but that would only move the negative 7. She's correct. We want to move this entire term, and since it's minus 7r, we're going to add 7r on both sides. Good job. And what do you get? 1r plus 3, and I'm rewriting my problem, less than or equal to 6. Okay, now tell me what to do.
Subtract the 3 to 6.
Perfect. Good job. And what do you get?
3.
Okay, so tell me the whole problem.
1r equal to.
No.
No, but you didn't let me finish. Equal
You
to.
said no, not equal.
It's not equal to.
What are we doing? We're doing inequalities.
I don't know.
Well, you just look at the symbol.
Look, Cecilia, are we doing equals?
No.
So then what is it?
Greater than or equal to.
Why is it greater than? Did you flip this?
No.
Wait.
Less than or equal to.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
3.
I revoked my
Taylor, stop. We don't flip it because all we're doing is subtracting and adding, okay? And you can also write it as r is less than or equal to 3. All right, guys, be careful because twice already you guys, and y'all can't help it. Why are those little kids looking in the window? Did you see that? I'm gonna find them. Anyway, y'all are programmed. Y'all do more of the linear equations with the equals than you do inequalities. Taylor, sit down. All year long. Because you do less of these, you're programmed to just throw in that equals. Okay, so that's why I'm saying be really careful not to put that equals. On the test, I would have to count off. Okay, so just be careful. Any questions about this? All right, good job. 21, Gabby. I have 11 over 16c minus 1 over 6 is less than or equal to 7 over 12c plus 5 over 8. So tell me what to do. Okay, so how do you do that? Okay, so she's going to go ahead and add 1 over 6 to both sides. So over here, 5 over 8 plus 1 over 6. Okay, when we are adding and subtracting fractions, what do we have to have? All right, common denominator. So what would be the common denominator? 24. What would this new numerator be? Because 8 goes into 24 3 times, so 3 times 5 is 15. And 6 goes into 24 4 times, so 4 times 1 is 4. And you would get what? 19 over 24. Okay, so let's rewrite our problem. I have 11 over 16c is less than or equal to 7 over 12c plus 19 over 24. Any questions so far? Okay, now what do I do? All right, I'm going to subtract because I'm moving this whole term on both sides. And again, I'm going to come over here and I have 11 over 16c minus 7 over 12c. Would it work if I did 7 over 12 minus 11 over 16?
No.
No, because we're subtracting the 7 over 12. All right, common denominators. What do you get? I'll let you play with it. That's right. Okay, 16 goes into 48 how many times?
3.
So 3 times 11 is? Good. 12 goes into 48 how many times?
4.
So 7 times 4 is? Great. And if you subtract, you get? 5 over 48c. Okay. So I have 5 over 48c is less than or equal to 19 over 24. Okay, since this fraction is being multiplied by the c, we're going to divide both sides by 5 over 48. So I'll come back over here, and what do I write first? Good. Divided by 5 over 48. Okay. Can I do any cancellation? Oh, I gotta switch it. Totally forgot. Sorry. Keep, change, flip. Ooh, I almost messed that up. All right, so division turns into, and then now can I do some cancellations?
94 would 48. 94 would turn into 1, and 48 would be 2.
Very good. Now we multiply across, and what do you get? 38 over 5. So my answer is C is less than or equal to, we didn't need to flip this sign because we weren't dealing with negatives. This is not a negative, so we didn't have to flip it. 38 over 5. That was a lot of work with fractions. Any questions? Taylor, you have a question?
No.
Good job, Gabby. All right, last one. 23. Negative 7 times d minus 1 plus d is greater than 9 minus 2d. Aiden or Whit, who wants to do it?
I don't want to do it.
You want to do it, Whit? All right. Talk me through it.
First you're gonna do distributive property with the 7 and yeah.
Yep, distributive property. So negative 7 times d is negative 7d. And negative 7 times negative 1,
It's positive 7.
positive 7. And I'm rewriting my problem. All right, now tell me what to do.
You can combine the negative 70 and the, I guess,
The d.
the 1,
And what do you get?
negative 60.
Negative 6d plus 7 is greater than 9 minus 2d. Good job. Make sure y'all simplify before you start solving.
Now you can subtract 7 on both sides of, or
Good. Yeah. So you get negative 6d is greater than what?
2.
2 minus 2d.
And then you can add 2d to the negative 60.
He said 2d. Sorry. I've been teaching junior high too long.
Good.
No one even listens. Okay. Negative 6d and positive 2d is what?
Negative 40.
Greater than 2. Now what do I do?
You divide the negative 4
On both
on both
sides.
sides.
And
You get d is less than negative 2.
negative 2.
2 minus 4.
Can we do 2 divided by?
Oh no, you can't.
So can we just reduce it?
Yes, which would be 1 over 2.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
And notice he flipped the sign because we're dividing by a negative. So because we're dividing by that negative, the sign is flipped. Any questions? Y'all got it?
Yeah.
All right. Y'all are doing page 155 to 156. Hold on. Numbers 12 through 24 even, 40, 42, 48. Honors. Let's see if I can challenge you. 14 to 24 even, 34, 40, 42, and 48. Just FYI, honors, notice it's a negated sign there. You know what I would do first? Change it to the regular thing. That's what I would do first. Hint. This is due Thursday. You have a quiz Thursday. IXL due Monday. And I changed that date, Gabby. All right, any questions?